Hi team, this is George. I want to kind of go over our signature assignment that's coming up. So I'm going to hit the overview, but first I want to talk about our discussions. We have two discussions this week, understanding children and adolescents, and then you're going to choose your topic, your signature assignment topic this week. So it's kind of nice to go along week by week working on the signature assignment and kind of building and building and building. So let's jump in and take a look at our signature assignment overview. And one of the things that's kind of neat about our class this time around is we get to, instead of just write a regular paper, we're going to create a voice thread account, and we're going to make an animated, not animated, sorry, and you're going to add audio to a PowerPoint or a Google slide document where you're going through all of this. So let's take a look at the requirements here. And let me move up a little bit. I'm sorry. Okay, so right here on our assignment instructions, if you take a look at these and just kind of follow them point by point, it will allow you a pretty good process to get through the creation of your final project. So we're going to create a presentation, either Google Slides or PowerPoint, like we already discussed. We're going to put the content in there rather than creating a paper. This week, you're figuring out what you want to do for your topic. And then once you do that, you're going to describe the characteristics of the population that you're researching. So who is it? Is it teens, youth, family members, geriatric? Where are we in our characteristics? What are some of those characteristics that are important to the population that kind of help define their needs and things like that? What are they? And when we say include detailed information regarding the issue you have researched specific to the population. So if you have, or you will have, you're selecting your topic today, when you come up with that, start thinking about detail as just the issue, but then the detail is going to be honed into the population. So how that issue affects the population that you're working with. So that's kind of, so we always start out broader and then we bring it back into the population. So whatever it may be, we have facts and figures and everything else about the issue, but then there's specifics that go directly to that population. So as you're researching, really kind of try to hone your research on the population, how the issue affects the population, and then include statistical data regarding prevalence and impact of the issue. Great opportunity in there to use graphs, different sort of visuals where you can show the effect on the population. Because think about it, if you just simply state facts in text, like 30% of the population is affected by, that's all well and good, but that doesn't drive anybody. Because remember, we're all in psychology, so we all understand the simple premise that emotions drive our actions. So if you want anything to be effective and touch people deeply, you need to create something that is going to touch people. In other words, graphical representations of data do that much better than just stating data. So think about that from that perspective. So as you're putting your presentation together, just think how you can present this in a way that is moving, touching, and would cause people to take action for whatever purposes that we could have. And for lack of a better term, be on your side with the presentation. And I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but you can see these parts: the summary, research, documents of the intervention, and now one faith-based component. This is a beautiful thing about going to LAPU now, is that we get to include faith-based components because these are very powerful. So there's an opportunity where we can explore how a faith-based component can affect the issue that we're specifically looking at with our population. So we're keeping it very usable. And here, remember I said when we're creating the presentation, you want to create it in a way where where it grabs people, where it touches people. So you want to use a more of a graphical representation than anything. Here is how you can get away with it in your slide notes. So if you want to just use a picture for something that takes up the entire slide, and then your audio will speak into that, and you won't get marked down for doing that, because guess what? Your notes are going to contain all the information and data that's needed. So effective PowerPoints and presentations aren't about the amount of text. It's about the way that people perceive it. So that's what we want to think of. All of your, you do have to have the detail, and that belongs in the notes in the bottom. So, and if anybody wants any feedback as we're going through and we're beginning to build and create this presentation, please feel free to contact me as well. So I hope this helped kind of clarify what we're going to do, how we're going to go about it. And I'll be having, starting next week, some live sessions if you're able to make it. I'm going to call them lunch and learns. That's what we used to do. We had a process going in Lockheed for many years called Lunch and Learn, where we would bring our lunches and different topics would be discussed / learned about. So I'm going to try to do that throughout this time, and I will do my best to record them so those who are not able to make it can watch the recording if you find it valuable. So I appreciate all the hard work and effort. Let's have a great week.